Hey y'all, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Sheena, and if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into today's set. So today I am doing my day one of my 25 days of Christmas nails, and I'm using my Unigel false nails that I got off of Amazon. So today is a peel off, so I am using my Beetles peel off, and I swear by this stuff, it works so great. You're able to do your nail set, and this is for, those that create content and want to just take your nails off after, and the nails come off very easily with no damage. And you may get a little wear out of them, but the purpose for me when I'm using a peel off is to take it off right after the video, and it works for what I need it for. So I'm going to go ahead and place a thin layer over all of my nails and then give this a 30-second cure. And to apply my nail tips, I am going to go ahead and apply some 3-in-1 nail gel glue from, Macart, right into the tip there. And then I'm going to cure it on for about 10 seconds underneath my Savillon flash lamp. Once I do get them all applied, I do go ahead and give it a full 30-second cure in my lamp. Proper prep for polygel nails, because today we are doing polygel nails, would be to use a cuticle pusher and push back your cuticles. You're going to use a hand file or an e-file, go around the cuticle area to remove any dead skin that may be there. Rough up the surface of your natural nail, and then you're going to apply a dehydrator and primer of your choice, and you're ready for the application of the tips. Or after roughing up the surface of your nails, you can actually just glue your tips on and then do the dehydrator and primer. Either or works fine. But this is, again, my first set to kick off my 25 days of Christmas nails. If you've been rocking with me, you know I do this every year since I've been on YouTube, and I have not missed it. Now, I have been MIA for quite some time, and there is a lot that has been going on, and I'm going to fill everybody in now. But I say this, and I've said it before, but I am in my era now where I'm gonna really get serious about my nails, start to focus, and continue with my growth in this, so that I can be where I'm supposed to be. Because with this nail journey, I've been doing this for so long to where I should have reached bigger milestones than I have. But with a lot that's been going on, it has taken away from my craft and my love, and has had me focusing on other things that I don't regret at all. But I am here and I am ready to go ahead and give my full attention and my all back into my nails, something that I love. I have a few sets already ready for my 25 days of Christmas nails, and I must say I enjoy doing every set I've done so far. So once they are on, now I'm gonna go in and, well, typically you can rough up the surface of the nail tip with, again, a file or an e-file. But because it's a peel off, I don't worry about all of that extra because I know I'm taking it off right after. But what I am doing is applying a layer of base coat onto my index, and I'm going to leave that wet because I'm going to be encapsulating some of these snowflake glitters onto this actual nail. So once the base coat is down, again, I leave it wet, and I'm going to go in and just pick up the pieces that I would like to apply into that wet base coat, and then give that a 30-second cure. I'm also going to repeat this on my thumb as well. So the Polygel choice today, I'm using Cake by Macart. I'm also going to be using Kawaii Gang from a Macart and Femi Beauty collab. I'm using Sparkling Girl from Savylon, and I am using a clear Savylon Polygel as well that I did not show. So for the index, it is an ombre. And the base is going to be this really pretty blue Kawaii Gang, which is from a collab a while back, I mean years back, with Femi Beauty and Macart. And the polygel is still in great condition. If anybody wonders, are you able to use older polygel? I do. I'm gonna be honest, everything does have a shelf life on it, but this is a collection that you don't just get rid of. And I use it when I need to, and it works well, and it doesn't cause me any irritation, no allergies. And everyone is different, so other people might incur allergies. But again, I've not had anyone I work with, my kids, anybody have problems when we do use polygel. I want to honestly be a more of a Gel X based nail tech. It's a little bit easier, well, a lot bit easier. And less time consuming, but I love my polygel. I'm not going to change that for the world. I did want to dabble back into acrylic, and I tried it a little bit, but again, that monomer, I can't get past it. It bothers me tremendously, and my health is way more important than, a bomb nail set. And again, I still have my polygel, which to me replicates acrylic because it is a mix with acrylic and gel, so it just gives me that same feeling and that same vibe. So I'm just sticking with polygel and Gel X for now because those are products that work for me and I don't have any kind of reaction to them. So I'm basically taking my polygel brush dipped in some 91% isopropyl alcohol, which is my slip solution, and I'm just patting that into place. So I started by the cuticle to make that nice and flushed, and then now I'm just going to kind of ombre it up. Now this polygel, all of the polygel I'm using today was very difficult to work with. First off, Macart has a thicker, consistent polygel anyways, which I love. But the temperature in my room as well made it very difficult. So I really needed to sit these in some warm water and let them loosen up just a bit more before I started working with them. And I didn't, but it was okay. Everything came out absolutely fine at the end. One of the beauties about polygel is that you have so much ample time to work with it that even if you have like lumps and bumps you don't like, or an area that you want to just kind of smooth out a little more, you have that time to do so before you go in and cure. But once I get this good enough, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 30-second cure in my lamp. Moving over to my middle finger, I am going to be using the same blue at the tip of this nail. Again, it is an ombre, so we're starting with Kawaii Gang, and I just squeeze out the amount I think I need for the tip of my nail. What I like to do here is just pat the polygel all over the nail first. And then once I get the nail tip covered with the polygel, I then go in and just kind of smooth everything out, and it makes it really easy. But again, this polygel was so thick in consistency because the temperature in my room was just crazy. But it worked again. The end results came out very, very well. So some of my backstory of what I've been doing, because I missed all the fall and Halloween, and I was kind of sad because I did do fall sets. I did do a couple of Halloween sets, and they were bomb. They were very good. I did a polygel set. Like, I had some pretty great fall and Halloween sets that I didn't even get to post because of everything that was going on. So my mother had been battling with cancer and this is actually my stepmom, but she's my mom because her and my dad have been together 37 years. So I don't see her as a step. I've never called her anything other than mother. Like, it just didn't feel right. She was my mother, but she went to the hospital September 15th, and we found out that she had cancer, and everything just declined very, very badly, like quickly, rapidly. It was very like almost unbelievable. I still don't believe everything that happened with that situation, because I've never seen anything progress so quickly, fast, and just in the blink of an eye, she is gone. So she did end up passing away November 12th. So from September to November, I have been dealing with that, taking care of her and just trying to see what all we can do. But basically, we caught it at the end. It really wasn't much that we could do to help her, just try to make her as comfortable as possible. So day in and day out, we were going up to the hospital to see her until her final day. So that is a little bit of what I've been dealing with and why I've been MIA for so long. Just dealing with family things and the loss of my mother. So I say that to say, with this content stuff, it's really fun. It's really fun. I really want to go somewhere with it. I would love to make some monetary gain on it, to be honest. Just coming here and teaching beginners how to do nails, and how easy it is and how comfortable it is in the comfort of your own home. But you also need to make sure you are taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, making sure you check in, making sure you are attentive and paying attention. So, and that has nothing to do with what happened to her, because I was with this woman day in and day out. So, but I'm just saying, love on your family and make sure you're paying attention, because when they're gone, they're gone. And it's a lot right now that I wish I could have changed about the situation. And obviously there's nothing that I could change about it. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know why I've been gone for a few months, and that is the reason why. And again, for her, because I know that this is something she really wanted for me as well, is to focus on my nails and do my nail stuff, because I kept her nails done. And, she knows that I have great potential and I can do great things. So it's like, I want her to see me do great things still. So I'm going to push and strive to do the best that I can for her, my kids, my dad, everybody around me, and just love on my family as much as possible as well, because baby, again, the way that deteriorated and went so quickly from somebody who was pretty okay. I mean, she had a couple of aches and pains, she would always say she had, but again, she was up every day, alive, playing with the kids, just laughing, joking. And then it turned from that to the point where she can't even walk. So it's just, love on your family is all I'm going to say. So for the ring finger, I did use cake, and I went towards the free edge and just kind of blended it back. But I used way too much on that nail, and again, the consistency of the polygel just sucked. So it looks really crazy right now with the application, but again, my end result came out very, very well. And this is my first time using polygel in forever. So now we're going to the pinky, where I'm using Sparkling Girl by Savillon. And the consistency of this one was a little hard too, but it was okay. It was a lot better than McCart, because it is a little bit softer originally. But yeah, so this full nail will be Sparkling Girl, but I like to do the 2-bead method, where I do 1 bead, I'm going to cure it all the way, and then I go back in and do my 2nd bead. I feel like it makes for a very nice nail. It creates a nice sturdy apex. So at this point, I have not cured anything. Everything is still wet, and that's what I like about certain polygels, is that you don't have to go in and out the lamp after each finger. If you get the right polygel, you can go ahead and do your full application and then go in and cure, which is a lot. I apologize. My daughter called and interrupted my voiceover. But I was saying, with the right consistency of polygel, you can go in, do your full application, and then cure, which is a lot better than going in and out of the lamp. With those light issues that they sometimes say can be caused. I haven't had any issue over the years, but you never know. So I try to make it very minimal when I'm in and out of the lamp, if I can, especially with polygel. And so I love to use McCart. It's a really good brand of Polygel. I don't know if they have any on their actual website because I get mine off Amazon all the time because they do have them there. Savulon is pretty good as well, and we'll just talk about others as I use them, but I know this is my top tier is Macart. So now I'm doing the thumb, and the same thing, I'm just ombreing up Kawaii Gang. And when I get it where I want, now all the beads of Polygel that I've put down, I look at it once over, and then I go ahead and give it this whole hand a 30-second cure. So now I'm going in with my second bead. So this is the clear Savulon that I forgot to show that I'm using at the tips of my ombres for my index and my thumb. So I put as much as I feel I need there. And for my clear, I like to use base gel as my slip solution because I feel like it keeps the clarity with the clear. Sometimes I've seen in the past where when I use alcohol as my slip solution on clear, it clouds it out and makes it cloudy. So I feel like base gel is the best thing for a slip solution with clear Polygel. So again, I'm just patting that onto the nail, and then I am going to go ahead and blend that back into the first already cured bead. And the consistency of this was, so rough. Like, I really needed to sit this Polygel in some warm water. And that's okay. Going forward, I know it's getting colder outside, and I am going to have to do that. And it was super cold in the room that I was sitting in, but it is what it is. I got through it. Okay, and then for the middle finger, I'm going to go in with Cake down by the cuticle to blend that up into the first already cured bead to make an ombre here. Cake is such a very different color, very nice. It's a nude, but it has a really nice shimmer in it. And you can see swirls in it from time to time. And just a very beautiful, mesmerizing color. I absolutely love this one. Macart made a kit with this first in smaller bottles, and then they did make it into a full bottle, and I was over excited, and of course I had to get one. But this came from, dang it, I'm trying to think of the name of the kit. It's been so long, but anyways, it came in a kit, and it was like 4 different polygels, and Cake was one of them. And then I ended up getting it in a bigger tube. So perfect color. But I'm going to just blend that up, and then I'm going to give that a 30-second cure. And then also with my second beads, I don't have to cure either, like, before. So I did actually do all my fingers and then cured. But now we're moving over to the ring finger, and I just put a dollop there. For my cuticle beads, I like to go around the cuticle, make that flushed. And when I'm bringing the bead down, I try to keep the center high and then pull around it so that it creates a nice apex for me, because I don't like a real bulky apex or a super high apex. Just enough strength that I know the nail is not going to break is all I need. And again, I've never had an issue with my polygel application. My polygel nails that I wear, all very sturdy. Again, no one's nails I've ever done, they've had a problem. So I feel like my techniques work very, very well. And then for the pinky, I'm going back in with Sparkling Girl and doing the same thing. I'm going to put a dollop there. Then I'm going to go around the cuticle first, get it as close as possible, making sure not to touch any skin. And then I'm going to pull around the center of that bead and blend it into the first already cured bead. And then last but not least, I'm going to go in on my thumb, and I'm going to do the clear portion at the top there. Get it all nice and smooth and blended, and then give this whole hand a 30-second cure. So I went ahead and file shaped and buffed off camera, and this is what it is looking like. Looking a little rough, but it came out great. Just need a little loving. So we're gonna go ahead and top coat over all of my nails. Because I'm going to do an embossed design on both my middle and my ring finger, so I do want the base to be top coated. So I'm gonna top coat, and then I'm gonna also top coat underneath the nail as well. And then I'm gonna give that a 30-second cure to move on to my designs. So for the colors today, I'm using Madam Glam's Chai Latte, so pretty. And I'm also going to use Blue Jolie, super cute as well for today's design. And again, I'm focusing on my middle finger and my ring. So for my middle finger, I'm going to make a half snowflake. And then I'm going to pour acrylic over it and then go ahead and cure that to make my embossed set here. And I always put so much polish on my little nail palette there. Don't even need that much, but I just want to make sure I have enough and don't have to go back in. But I'm just getting everything set up, and then you'll see me start on my snowflake. I hope that everyone is having an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be. And as always, thank you so very much to anyone that is taking the time to watch my video. It's greatly appreciated. Watching my videos to the end actually helped me out quite a bit. I do plan on being active as well on my Facebook, my YouTube, my TikTok, and my Instagram. I'm going to try to get active on everything again to kind of ramp myself up and get where I need to be with the nail game. So if you want, you can go over and support me on all those platforms. My name is the same on all of them, except Instagram. It is NailHoliday Shee12. That is the only difference, but every other platform is just NailHoliday Shee. It would be greatly appreciated. If you are new to my channel, welcome to the channel, and I thank you so much for joining me on my nail journey. It absolutely means the world to me. And if you're new and not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit your post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future sets. And if you're someone that's been subscribed, new or old, just know that I love you oh so much, and I'm extremely thankful and grateful for you all. So moving over to my ring finger, we are using Chai Latte, and I'm doing a sweater design. So I'm just going down with my lines in the center. This is like a typical sweater design. I love it though. It's something you're probably gonna see a lot of. Maybe not this same design, but sweater nails for sure. In the winter season for me are like chef's kiss. They're the best. And then I'm going up either side with a line, and then I'm gonna go ahead and connect the middle lines together and then make my little slits on the side. So when you're doing an embossed set, you want to make sure it is good for the gel polish to be raised up as much as possible, but if not, just make sure you keep everything wet before curing. And then you do want to pour over either a nice fine glitter or some clear acrylic would work, and then you cure for 30 seconds. Off camera, I applied some cuticle oil, and I'll be back in just a moment with the final look. And here is the finished look. Day one is complete. I have me a nice icy set to start off my 25 days of Christmas nail sets. Let me know what you think of the set down below, and if you made it this far, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe, and hit your post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future sets. I thank you all for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Remember to be the very best you that you can be, and much love to you all.